When you get ready for Pesach, one of the things to do is to make sure your utensils are kosher for Pesach. Those utensils, how could they be not kosher? What's wrong with the utensils? Come the Torah and says that the absorption of the chametz could go into those kelim. And it's not only by Pesach. Anytime anybody uses the utensils with anything that's not kosher, so the taste is absorbed into the keli, and now when you're cooking, it comes out into your food. And same thing would be for Pesach as well. Since you cooked previously in those pots, in those pans, all kind of different chametz, pasta, all kind of other things, that taste goes inside, and therefore when you cook for Pesach, it comes out into the food. So the Torah says you have to make sure your utensils are clean and kosher before Pesach, and clean and kosher before eating something kosher in them. How do you kosher such kelim? So you need to know that the Torah taught us a rule. Kebol'o kach bolto. The same way the food went in there and the taste was absorbed, that's the way you'll take it out. How do you take it out of the utensil? Depends how you used it. If you used it with hot water, you cooked something on the pot, you'll have to put it inside boiling water. You take a big pot and you fill it up with water, you put it on the stove, and you let the water boil. When the waters are bubbling, you take your utensil that you're trying to make kosher and you put it inside. It doesn't have to be all at once. It could be half, and then you could do the other half. You leave it there only for a second or two, and right away, you put it into cold water under the sink. And that is done. It's ready for Pesach. Same thing with forks and knives. You put them inside. If you can't put them all at once, you put half and half, that's fine. And then you put it under the cold water, and it's all fine. If you never used your utensils with hot, rather always you're using it with cold, like for instance, all kind of cups that made only to drink cold drinks and so on. So all you need to do is wash them. Nothing more is needed. When you have something that was used without liquid medium, which means something like, for instance, barbecue sticks, so those things, it's not enough to put them in the water because it wasn't absorbed with water. It was absorbed through the fire. And therefore, for those things, you'll have to do what we call libun. You'll have to put it on the fire, make sure that it gets to the point that sparks come out of it. And since today, it's not possible that sparks will come out of the utensils since they make them so condensed, unlike it used to be in previous generations. And therefore, one can be koshering them in other means. For instance, the poskim bring down that self-clean oven has the same level of libun chamur. Therefore, anything you need to do libun chamur, you can put on the self-clean oven cycle. And that's good enough. Obviously, don't put any plastics there. If your knife needs libun chamur and it has a plastic handle, you can't put it there. It's going to melt. But if it's metal, you want to put it on the self-clean cycle, that will perform the din of libun chamur, and you'll have it ready for Pesach.